Welcome back, everybody, to the Good Shepherd, episode 28. Now, Dallas Cowboys franchise quarterback Dak Prescott revealed in an interview this week that he suffered from depression during the pandemic, something that a lot of people have experienced. Millions of people have experienced depression during this pandemic. Millions. And the reason I say that is because we already know millions upon millions of people suffer from depression in this country. And during a pandemic, where everything we're going through is exacerbated and made even more strenuous, this is a very difficult time for people. Not to mention the fact that the heightened tensions of social justice and being a black person in this country, what comes with that being Dak Prescott. And then his brother, who just happened to be in his early 30s, passes away in April. But that didn't stop one member of the media for ultimately attacking Dak Prescott for disclosing this information publicly, criticized Dak, said that because Dak came forward and was honest and transparent with this, said that he wasn't fit to be the leader of the Dallas Cowboys, of America's team. He isn't necessarily going to garner respect of his teammates, might lose respect of the fan base, and in particular his teammates, because he disclosed a mental illness that he is overcoming and dealing with. I'm not going to give attention to this media member's name. I'm not even going to reveal the name. I'm not going to give him any more attention than he deserves, other than to say he's a clown. He's a caricature of you-know-what, and it's all about clicks, and it's all about making headlines for the wrong reasons. But what I will say, for anybody doubting Dak Prescott and whether he is or is not the leader for the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to break it down in three very simple ways in which the franchise, any franchise, is so lucky to have Dak Prescott as their franchise quarterback. Number one, 40 wins in his first 4 years. 40 wins. That is more wins than Peyton Manning had in his first 4 seasons. Peyton Manning is an all-time top 5 QB, the greatest regular season QB in my opinion as well. And it's not apples to oranges, it's apples to apples, because both Dak and Peyton were starters from day one. So there's not this disparity in games played. Prescott eclipsed Peyton Manning in his first 4 seasons. If you look at Troy Aikman, the winningest quarterback in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, Aikman, in his first 5 years, did not eclipse what Dak had in his first 4 years. Now, Aikman, in my eyes, had more pieces than Dak. Ezekiel Elliott's great, but he's not Emmitt Smith. Amari Cooper's great, but he's not Michael Irvin. And Troy Aikman had the better coach. He had Jimmy Johnson. We know what Dak had. He had Jason Garrett, Mr. Mediocre. Not as a person, just as a coach. This is a guy that's all-time great in terms of productivity, in terms of intangibles, in terms of work ethic. The winning shows you that. The winning in itself is what's going to get any teammate to fall in line. The winning is what is going to allow Dak to have any teammate's ear, to be able to console them, to be able to light a fire in them. That is what Dak does. He wins. And the ultimate respect and homage has to go to any quarterback that wins games in the NFL. Now let's go to reason number 2. Dak Prescott pledged to give $1 million away, not just for social justice, but for police training. Now we know most cops are great, by the way, but just like any other profession, we have cops that need a lot more training. It's just a fact. And that's not meticulous or specific to cops. That's any profession. But with the heightened tensions in our country, cops have such a potent role in society that they need the best possible training. It does go hand in hand with so much of what is taking place with social justice. And Dak Prescott is taking it into his own hands and saying, what can I do to help out the country in which I live in and I preside in? What can I do to help those that are oppressed on a daily basis? So not only is he a leader on the field, but then he matches that in incredible doses of generosity. And number 3, this is the most important reason, in my opinion. He is vulnerable. He is honest. He's somebody that understands hardship exists for anybody and everybody. And anybody I respect, anybody who I have a relationship with, if they come forward and they disclose that they are going through something mentally, they're going through something emotionally, as a human being binded to that person in any which way, I am going to respect that individual. But I also know that this person is a person of action. They are an agent of not just words. Prescott has demonstrated time and time again that his leadership is already there. So I know in him revealing this, it's not going to negate any strengths that he has as the general, so to speak. It is going to absolutely vault him forward. Anybody that has the bravery and the courage and the fortitude to come forward with something that they are struggling with, how can you knock that? How can you disparage that? How can you mock that? How can you deride that? People are complex, and people go through a bevy of hardships and obstacles and triumphs and tribulations. And we have no right to judge people from the outside. I look at what he's done on the field, I look at what he's done off the field, and I look at the courage he has to disclose something that he is dealing with internally. And nobody can look at his life and lead to a conclusion that he doesn't have a right to feel how he feels. I'm incredibly disappointed in that media member, but I hope we recognize the greatness and the leadership of that particular quarterback, Dak Prescott, on the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the NFL we know is back. Patrick Mahomes was incredible last night against the Texans. He was in mid-season form. And up next, I am going to tell you, based on what I saw and am going to see throughout the weekend, who is the Chiefs' biggest threat come the 2021 Super Bowl. I want to thank you very much for watching. Thank you for taking the time to listen. If you like the backdrop, if you like any bit of what I said about Dak Prescott and that media member who will not be mentioned, feel free to subscribe. Videos are going to continue to come. Thank you again for taking the time to watch, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. And make sure you subscribe. Have a great day, everybody.